Guys, ready for Andrew Norman? That's right, isn't it? Andrew is starting a company that's going to promote Lincoln bands nationally.
Thanks, everybody, for sticking around. I'm Andy. I'm a native Nebraskan from Imperial. It's a small town in the southwest corner of the state. Still has a noon whistle, but I lived in Michigan and D.C. for a couple of years, and I realized that while I thought Nebraska was a pretty cool place to live, outsiders saw a different state. And that's because if national mentions about Nebraska aren't about corn or corn huskers, it's usually something embarrassing. It's the guy who stuck his cat in a bong and smoked it, or it's Valentine's butt bandit, or Ben Nelson explaining how ATMs work. And when I asked people what they knew about Nebraska, they'd mention that it's flat, boring to drive through, and that the steaks are great, which is all true, of course, but having served as an Alt Weekly's managing editor for 5 years in Omaha, I'd want to talk about the state's great arts culture, especially its music. And so people outside the state and largely within generally would know about the Saddle Creek bands like Cursive and The Faint and Bright Eyes. They might know that 311 and Mannheim Steamroller are from here, but that's about it. They have no idea about the all-indie music festivals like Maha or Lincoln Calling, and they don't know about the awesome bands like Ideal Cleaners and Mercy Rule and Brimstone Howl and Brad Hoshaw and Son of 76 and so many more. And I thought that was a damn shame. So over cheap beers and a cozy dive bar in Lansing called the Unicorn, my wife and I realized that in order to increase Nebraska's music presence nationally, we had to promote and cover Nebraska music as one scene. And so these scribbles on this little piece of paper became the idea for Here in Nebraska, and which quickly became my master's project. I created a rough website and a mission statement to cultivate Nebraska's fertile, vibrant music and arts community by providing resources and a voice to its bands, artists, and creative class, including the businesses that support them. Here in Nebraska strives to make Nebraska music a globally recognized cultural destination. And so we moved back to Lincoln in June to turn Here in Nebraska into a full-fledged nonprofit to cover, promote, and help grow Nebraska music statewide in all genres. I'm passionate about Here in Nebraska because it involves three of my favorite things: music, journalism, and Nebraska, an eternal underdog that does not have to be. And I'm convinced that the mission resonates with people. Because so many people have contributed their time and talents to helping us secure our nonprofit status and create a logo and a brand and put on successful benefit shows in Omaha and Lincoln. But now we need all of your help as well. HereNebraska.org launches on Monday, and it's an interactive social media site that we hope will be your favorite time suck. You can create a profile for yourself, your band, venue, or your arts organization. An important goal here is to get people off of their asses and into local venues to support original art. So post your concerts on Nebraska's first comprehensive interactive music calendar. While it's harder than ever for bands to stand out simply by writing great music, it's easier than ever for them to promote themselves. And so we're going to make it easier even by giving them clean, efficient profile pages that will double as electronic press kits. And I'm losing my spot here. So bands can post photos, videos, and tour diaries, and they can easily disseminate that information on Facebook and Twitter. Here Nebraska's contributors are already producing kick-ass content that blends new media with traditional journalism, like the Love Drunk live one-take music videos we've been shooting in places like the rooftop of Sandy's and the Black Market and Bay 198 Skate Park. We're also putting on at least one show in Omaha and one in Lincoln each month as fundraisers, and we're trying to create the best lineups we can using bands from multiple cities and touring bands. But that's just a start. We are also applying for grants, and we're working really hard to convince would-be donors to support our projects like 93 and 93, where we find and produce a multimedia music story in each of Nebraska's counties. But we need all of your help. We need you to log in on Monday to hearnebraska.org, click log in, create a profile, and start blogging, start posting stories, and start sharing stories. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we want you involved. So whether you're into urban gardening or cycling or art or theater or music, we want you to collaborate with us. We want to build our creative networks and help make Nebraska an interwoven, progressive arts community. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, buddy. I never wanted to be in a band because I never wanted to write a poem and then sing it. But good luck with your project.